Welcome to Most Interesting Lists. Today, we're diving into part 2 of 10 surprising facts about the White House. We will continue to uncover even more hidden gems and lesser-known anecdotes about America's most famous residents in this part. Let's dive in. 1. It comes with a dentist. It might sound bizarre that the White House comes with an in-house dentist, but that's because it is. There's a dentist's office located in the White House basement, along with a couple of other shops including a carpentry shop and a florist. We're not exactly sure why they chose to put a dentist's office in the White House basement, but we guess it makes sense that the first family needs to get their checkups on a regular basis. 2. Entrances and exits are a nightmare. The White House is basically a fortress, meaning the more doors it has, the worse that is for security. That might not seem like a big deal, but when you consider the number of tourists and staff that are constantly roaming around the house, a little privacy starts to sound like a dream. These staff and tourists also have access to some rooms that are pretty close to the first family's bedrooms. 3. Coffee is hipster-friendly. While hipsterish cafes might not be everyone's favorite type of place, there's no denying that they do produce good coffee. The White House apparently thinks so too, because they bought around 150 pour-over coffee makers when the trend was at its peak. The glass coffee makers came from a Massachusetts-based company, which was actually having trouble making enough to meet demand when they were ordered. But, when the White House calls, you make an exception. 4. It comes with a masseuse. It's no secret that the president's job is extremely stressful. So, it makes sense that massage services are offered at the White House nightly if a president so chooses. However, some indulge in a massage more than others, according to one staffer's report of a former president. According to former President Lyndon B. Johnson's usher, Johnson on occasion fell asleep during his massages and wouldn't wake up until around 5 a.m. This meant the usher would have to stay on duty until then. 5. Thermostats create tension even in the White House. Some of the facts we've covered thus far have related to just how much of a home the White House is to those who stay there. However, it also acts as a workplace for the president and his staff. So, when a president decides he wants to change the temperature in the room, it shouldn't come as a surprise that there might be some gripes, as there are in pretty much every other office. Obama's chief of staff reportedly wasn't too thrilled when the former president often decided to turn up the temperature. 6. It got its name relatively recently. It might surprise some to know that the White House wasn't always called the White House. In fact, that name only popped up kind of recently in the grand scheme of things. In 1901, former President Theodore Roosevelt used White House on his stationery, and it just kind of stuck. Up until that point, people would just call it names like the President's Mansion. 7. It comes with an unmanned kitchen. Having your own personal chef to make you dinner every night might sound like the dream, but we're sure that even presidents get the urge to cook their own meals sometimes. In fact, they must, because the White House comes with an unmanned kitchen near the first family's living quarters. One particular story of a presidential family using the kitchen stretches back to the Clinton administration. Hillary Clinton told the media that she would often cook their daughter scrambled eggs in the morning because it was one of her favorite foods and she wanted to give her a sense of normalcy. 8. The first family get early access to movies. Apart from coming with its own personal movie theater, families who stay at the White House also have access to movies before they're even released. It's no surprise that Hollywood would send movies to the White House a bit early, but what might be surprising are some of the former president's favorite picks. The younger Bush reportedly enjoyed the Austin Powers movies, and John F. Kennedy enjoyed the James Bond movies, along with anything involving John Wayne. 9. Moving in is a breeze. Historically, moving into the White House has only taken first families around 6 hours to complete. This is due to the simple fact that the White House has so many staff. However, they do have a walkthrough with the first family before everyone moves in. We're guessing to get an idea of where they want everything or if they want to make any changes to the decor before moving in. As for the reason behind why they have to move in so quickly, there just simply isn't much downtime when you're the president. 10. You can slide down the banisters. With the last post out of the way, just because you're a child living in the White House doesn't mean you're not allowed to have a little fun every now and then. Michelle Obama has also said that she was worried that the White House wouldn't be a good place to raise kids until she happened to see her daughters sliding down the banisters one day. Even Theodore Roosevelt's children used to slide down the banister when he was in office, as did Bush's. As we bring this journey through the White House to a close, I hope you've been intrigued and amazed by these surprising facts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to never miss out on our next exploration into history's intriguing secrets. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.